a shiny Mareep. There is 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 a shiny. There is a shiny. There is a shiny Mareep. I repeat, there is a shiny Mareep, and I am gonna get it right now. Ultra Ball. This is mine. This is mine. This is. I can't. I have to get to somehow. It's freaking shiny. I have to catch it. Let's go. And it was right outside my. It was right next to the base. Right next to my base. It spawns right outside my base. Look at it. Shiny. It's only level 5, but it's shiny. And I caught it. And I'm really happy. That's the highlight of this now. Finally catching a shiny. And I'm happy. So yeah. I think that's probably gonna be it. Very original move tutor game. I see you put a lot of work into it. Look at all the design. I mean, the moderators did pretty good on this move tutor, I must say. It's just look at it. I mean, look at its green torso and orange hair. They did pretty good with this, I must say. Oh boy, there is a legendary. Okay, let's try to follow it here and figure out if I can actually get to it. Although there is one thing, as you may notice, this is not the audio from the actual video. I'm just talking over it because the Straps did this dumb thing where if you open software before plugging in your mic, it won't pick up your mic at all. And I recorded an entire episode like that. So this is going to be the rest of the episode. It's just me talking over the video. So as you can see, I just kind of follow their Rayquaza for as long as I can and try to catch it, because I mean it is my first legendary that I found in the game that I actually was able to see. But yeah, I eventually just keep trying to follow it, trying to see if I can get it to a high enough elevation to actually catch it, which I should be coming up on a extreme hills in a minute. And yeah, one thing I tried doing is getting up on trees and try catching it that way. Well, the one thing with Rayquaza is that it's gonna be pretty hard to catch anyway, because it's a legendary, and I have that kind of Pokemon, so it's not gonna be that good. But I may just skip ahead here, because it's a lot of just me walking around, and I'll go into different parts. So as you can see from up here, I'm trying to get on to eventually get up to a high enough area that I can actually watch it, I can actually catch it, but just not quite able to. And do this a couple times, and eventually I just lose it. It goes through this, well, it goes through this area right here, and I try going around it, which you see here. I see it, and I'm like, I'm gonna go around the other way and try catching it that way, because the area right there is too steep. So I go around it, and as I go around, I just don't see it anymore. So I come over the hill over here, and it's just gone. And I can't find it. And eventually, I just have to give up. So that's kind of what has to happen sometimes. And yeah, I'll move on to the next clip. So in this next clip, I catch a Raichu. So I eventually just try battling it, because I kind of want it, and it takes out my Murkow pretty quickly. So I bring out my Furret, use Furry Swipes on it, because that's a pretty good move, and it brings it down a lot actually, which kind of surprised me. And I just use Scratch on it to get it a bit lower, and then I go for the Pokeball. So I used an Ultra Ball because I wanted to. I wanted to make sure that I actually caught it, and as expected, I actually catch it. And I was pretty happy with that, and I just went on. Another thing I like most going to mention is that I had leveled up my Reap a bit, and my shiny Mareep, so it's up to level 14 now after it was I think like level 5 when I caught it. So yeah, I'm just gonna enjoy what I said, so I was just gonna keep battling with it, and get it higher, usually mostly Magikarps. And then it evolved. Not even a minute after I recorded getting to Raichu. And it just evolves. So it's evolved. So my shiny Mareep evolves to a shiny Flaffy. And that felt pretty good, I must say. I got up to a Flaffy, and I can just move on now. Although, as I started out, my first realization is that it looks a lot similar to the original, and I actually didn't know if it was shiny or not. Even though there's still shiny particles coming off of it, but it looked exactly the same. Except, as I found out, one of the main things that's different about it is the tail is how it's a green orb on it. It's usually blue on regular non-shiny ones. So yeah. And then I'm moving on to the next clip because I actually spent a while just trying to look up to see if it's an actual shiny or not. And then I find a Celebi. And yep, I didn't turn the sounds off for it, but I find the Celebi, try finding it with a bunch of different things, and it doesn't really work out as I wanted it to. But I just tried throwing anything at it because, you know, it's a legendary, and it didn't really work. Usually I tried catching it with an Ultra Ball, just hoping that it might work, but it did not. And all my Pokemon died. And I was like, well, too bad. And then my Pokédex was 10% complete, as I was fighting a Snowball, and it just sorta happened. I was just battling a Snowball, and it became 10%, so yeah. And this is where I actually found my first boss Pokemon. So you saw this Starly. I wasn't extremely sure if it was shiny or not. But then as I see, it's level 35, so yes, it's boss. So I battle it with my Flaffy, and I believe I kill it with it actually. Yeah, I do, because I get pretty low with Actually, no, I don't. Never mind. I can't remember that too well. So you start area, next best thing, do my Flaffy, and I get down a bit, and it gets me down, but I am able to win. And I will level up my start area with that as well, and I get these. I get Charity Berry, Lancet Berry, and an Elixir. And that's about it. And then, not too long afterwards, I accidentally found a boss Pidgey. So, right from one boss to another, both birds, so, yeah, Pidgey was taken out, so I take out my Raichu, which I had just gotten, and decided to fight it with that, and as you see, I get it down pretty quickly, and I'm able to just use Thunderbolt on it, and get the kill. And so I get a bunch of stuff from that actually, and I had full inventory at the time, so picking up everything was a bit hard. And onto this one where, as I'm traveling, I find this. I find one Poke Center, two, and then the third one, which is just like the lowest budget Poke thing ever. It's freaking, it's like inside a house, there's a farm going through it, and none of that makes sense really. It's just really weird terrain generation. It's like, because half the roof is made out of the stuff that villages made, houses are made out of. It doesn't make sense. And eventually this is where originally I'm doing my outro, but during that I was able to get the Thunderstone shards to make a helmet, because one thing that I noticed is that if you use a bunch of Firestones and make them into a helmet, they give you haste. And as I made that, I'm like, okay, I should have haste now, because obviously I have the hat, and usually if you have the hat, it'll give you haste, and it does nothing. But I didn't realize that I actually checked the wiki, and you actually need to get full. But you actually need to get check the wiki right here. That you actually need to get full set of the full set of armor to actually do it. So I eventually just end my episode right there, and that's basically the episode. And I guess I'll be outro for myself. And thanks to everybody for watching. Like and subscribe. I will be back for the next episode. And make sure to keep intact, because honestly I just now got a shiny this episode, so yeah. See ya.